guys, welcome back to some more AFK Arena. Today we're back over on the YouTube account and we're looking at our Cursed Realm boss. So this time it is Dark Namora. Now one formation that I absolutely have to work on, which is a hero that most players do not build, guys, but it is Torn. So within one of the team comps, so as we go through the teams, you will see he is a major damage dealer. Now one of the things you do have to have built on him, absolutely guys, is his signature item. As you can see, I only have it at a +10. Big thing with this, looking at the skill or the signature item, every time he forms a Bone Whip, his attack rating is increased by 10%. That is right, guys, a 10% increase. Defense goes up 20%. This skill stacks 6 times. That is a massive, that is an absolute massive attack rating buff. But then looking at +10, it goes to 15%. At +20, it goes to 20%, guys. That is right, a 20% attack rating increase, stacking 6 times. Absolutely incredible. We do have to build him out a little bit more. Again, I'll show you the team that he is really the big priority in. But not only the attack rating boost is looking here, guys, he is getting additional attack. So right there, the attack is 9.45, then it goes up to 9.9. So building him out even further past here is only going to make him stronger because of the attack rating boost there. So the higher the attack rating that he does get, of course, the better he is going to perform. When you start putting engraving on him, again, it is more stats. When you start doing the furniture on him, again, it adds more stats. Not only the abilities that it adds, but it also adds more stats, which has, again, that multiplication factor from his signature item. So we're going to go ahead and break down the Cursed Realm within this one. We have a couple days left in this. A lot of players have said this is super beneficial when we're going through here because there are a lot of heroes. Also, they wanted to talk about subbing in heroes that a lot of players do not have, which honestly, if you're making progression or if you're pushing within the Cursed Realm, a majority of these heroes you are going to have built, or there will be a point when you want to build them out. So let's go through all 6 teams, guys. I will kind of break it out. So looking at our first formation, of course, this is the massive crowd control formation. We have Kren, we have Mishka. Both the heroes are pretty prevalent in meta comps. Even when it comes to the Mauler Tower, Kren is an absolute priority. We have Mortis in here in a buffer. He is built relatively early. Oden, of course, meta formations with All Negrez. He is another hero that does an incredible amount of damage. And the Daemon is actually one of the best carries within AFK Arena. You probably built him a little bit earlier. So this formation, super easy to build just because of the heroes that are in here. They are really the priority heroes that you want to build. And these heroes are priority in a bunch of meta comps. Even Mortis now usually runs with Ainz, again, within those meta comps. And then we do see Daemon in a couple other formations as well. Again, he scales with the enemy with the Blood Shield ability. Very strong comp right here. Team 2, again, you kind of look at your meta heroes here. The Twins, an absolute priority. Nobody does what they do within AFK Arena. The haste buff, the linking, super strong. Then, of course, the ultimate ability can create the super cycle. Within here, guys, we have Scarlet and we have Grez. Big thing, of course, Grez does an incredible amount of damage. You're building him out for the Twisted Realm and the Cursed Realm. Scarlet, the exact same reason. Incredible amount of damage on the Cursed Realm and the Twisted Realm. Now, when it comes to Estrilda has a couple buffs that she actually offers with the team, which is the reason why players do build Estrilda out. Looking at our flag, guys, when an allied hero on the front line is alive, all damage received from backline allies is reduced by 15%. That is right, guys. That is a decent buff right there. But then looking at the furniture, there is an attack rating boost, a defense rating boost, also that damage mitigation from the back line that allows this front line to actually stay alive much longer because of the build. And then, of course, Silas offers an attack rating bonus on top of what Estrilda is already providing. If you build Silas up a little bit more, he does have +60 engraving. It offers a solid defensive or a solid mitigation factor as well as what Estrilda does. And the big thing with him, of course, is the +30 signature item. Right here, allied heroes that have more than 50% of the max health increase the attack rating by 20%. So again, another boost there. Then right here, a big boost when they get hit with injected fury, normal attack damage by 50%, normal attack frequency by 30%, meaning that if it goes on a hero such as Grez, it is going to increase the frequency of getting up those minions. Again, everybody but Estrelda is really kind of the early build, kind of the meta formations at this point. So still relatively easy to build out, especially because Estrelda is used within the Lightbearer Tower. Again, these heroes really do have a place within AFK Arena. So this team particularly, this one is really, really tough to come by. And the formation of this is kind of unique. But looking here, guys, this really relies on, and it's neat to see the synergy between these two. So Torn actually puts up bone spikes on the ground when a hero moves. So when a hero moves, they take damage from those bone spikes. Moriel will actually continue moving the heroes, which ultimately is the reason why this team works super well, is you will actually have Moriel continuing to move heroes within here. Within here, you have Aziz, of course, for the ultimate ability. He is a big energy battery. You also do have the mitigation factor that he has, and he has the Feeble Mind ability, which again will move heroes. We have Saurus in here. Saurus, of course, really big when he gets up 5 stacks because he can keep this hero, this team alive. Then we have Hodgkin in here, not as a tank. Hodgkin actually does not do very well as a tank, but we have him as a really big buffer with his Black Flag ability. And we also do have his crowd control, which makes the heroes run away, again, doing damage from Torn. So this entire ability, or this entire formation, is really based on Torn doing an incredible amount of damage, guys, and moving them out of here. Now, one thing to remember, guys, is Moriel in this comp is really a requirement. That is right, guys. If you do not have Moriel within this comp, it really doesn't work. So there are a couple variations that players do go through. We've seen combinations with Isabella in here. There's, again, a few comps that we've seen. Isolde sometimes runs in here in place of Moriel, because essentially Isolde can scale. He'll get the buffs, he'll get the heals, giving the ability to scale. Works incredibly well in here. Again, looking at if you don't have Moriel in here, Torn really doesn't have the movement factor, so he's not used that much within this formation. So you can actually, again, put in a hero like Isolde, will do incredibly well with the scaling ability, which I definitely like to see. So within Team 4, this is a really strong team, guys. Now again, this one has Frampton. So in this one, Lucretia absolutely should be built. Dimensional heroes such as Queen, again, kind of should be built. She is really the crowd control aspect for this formation that you want to build it down, or you want to keep it really locked down in. Lorazin, of course, is here for the linking. So when you have both Frampton and you have Lucretia doing damage, you have the linking ability here. And then, of course, we have Skarath in here to bring this entire formation so the AoE factor stays there. And then Queen has the ability to lock these teams entirely down, guys. It does work incredibly well. Team 5, this is another one. It has the Ainz comp. It does run Helos in here. If you don't have Helos, you can run Merlin in here. A lot of players do run Merlin. Big thing on here, guys, is you have crowd control for multiple formations. You also do have Albedo in here to buff up the defense and the attack rating of Ainz. And Ainz's ultimate ability is what you're looking to do, guys. You have to keep Ainz up. He is the primary damage dealer in here. Then the last team, this one is kind of interesting. This is where Merking Heroes really does come in. So most players are using, or the top players are using Awakened Thane in here. So they're actually running Awakened Thane in here with Awakened Talene, just like you see here. This is kind of another variation of the formation, because you'll have Awakened Talene out here in front. If she does happen to die, she does the AoE damage. And of course, we're going to have Scrag to provide the attack rating boost, also the energy. And then we're going to have Cecilia, which is going to be on the enemy side as well, doing the exact same. She is going to be getting the buffs from Scrag. She's going to be getting the energy regeneration from Scrag, allowing Shamira to do the consistent damage. And then both Awakened Talene and Cecilia will be kind of the finishers on there with the consistent damage. So also with Talene, guys, the Solarian Realm does an incredible amount of damage, kind of serving less as a tank, more as a buffer. but still doing a significant amount of damage within here. So I'm going to run these formations, guys. I'm going to see exactly where we are. I think first time, I always run them once just because we got the formation set. It really is important to have a lot of these heroes built. Again, this formation, or this kind of combination of heroes in particular, does rely very heavy on the meta heroes, which is good because for a majority of the heroes, you do have the meta heroes built, meaning that you're going to have a lot of these built, guys. Kren you build, Oden you build, Daemon you build, Mishka and Mortis you build. All 5 of these heroes are a priority and are ranked pretty high within the tier list. And look at this, guys. It just locks the whole team in the back. It's kind of broken how it works. RNG factor if Oden takes 1 hit because of this enrage ability that they get. So Oden took 1 single hit right there, and it did absolutely destroy him out. Getting Kren built up a little bit further would help. Getting Oden built up a little bit further, even getting Daemon built up a little bit further could definitely help within this formation. So number 2, again, this is really reliant on Scarlet doing an incredible amount of damage, guys. Scarlet can just make it absolutely rain. You can see by the time that she is done ulting, she ults again. It's kind of crazy. And of course, twins just kind of perpetuate that super cycle that we see within here, allowing it. We're at 1.1, 1.2, and watch the numbers. 3, 4, 5. She just puts out so much damage, guys. Estrilda, getting her to the 9 of 9 furniture would make a big difference in here because of the ability to get the attack buff up sooner. Then, of course, we have Grez in here, guys, just putting up the minions. Not only are they doing a considerable amount of damage when the shields break, but on Grez's aspect is they are fodder for Scarlet. So if Scarlet does have the RNG ability or it does hit an enemy, Silas actually just got hit by a bomb right in the back. So he went back to buff up the twins, got hit by a bomb and died right there. But look at that, guys, 3 billion damage there. Huge RNG factor. And then here is the other team, guys. So Hodgkin puts up the buff. There's the bone spikes. So that is the ability that Torn does. Have to keep these heroes up. Now, one other big thing here is, again, having these heroes built out, guys. It makes a big difference. We want to keep the crowd control up in here, and a lot of these team comps are really reliant on the tenacity. So tenacity is the factor of being able to actually crowd control the enemy versus the crowd control just kind of being ignored. That is the reason why so many players have built out the engraving system to actually build the tenacity on these heroes, allowing them to do an incredible amount of damage. I feel like Torn within this formation definitely needs to be built out more. He is the primary damage dealer in here. You can see all of the enemies are kind of moving within here due to Moriel and just running through the buffs we have. This one, again, Frampton. Damage heroes are absolutely primary on stats, guys. You can see Queen's not getting the ultimate ability out because of that. It's not keeping everyone together within the formation. We need Queen's ult. We need Queen's ult consistently to keep all of those heroes together, which unfortunately it did not work there. It kind of fell apart. I feel like I have to have Frampton built up a little bit more, as well as some other heroes. So this one, again, we're reliant on the crowd control that Leonardo gives us, and boom, there's the ult. If Ainz goes down early, doesn't work. Guys, we can't have Ainz die. And again, the RNG factor of some of this really does play a big aspect, because if we run this 10 times, chances are we're going to do much better in our next attempt, and so on and so forth. The RNG factor, usually we score 20% or less within here. We're in the top 20 is exactly where we want to be. So again, making a little bit of progression in here, kind of, day by day, little by little, building out heroes here and there, adding some more furniture on a couple of them just makes all that difference when it comes to formation. Then, of course, the final one, guys, just like Dark Demora, you have to burn these down as fast as possible, meaning getting Shamira's ult up. You can see the snowflakes coming through. Provides the consistent damage that we absolutely need, guys. Tailene, of course, going through the super cycle right there. Every time that we see Rowan ulting, not only is Tailene getting some of the energy back, but Scribe being on the enemy side is providing that 100 energy boost every 3 seconds, guys. Which again, this is a pretty good variation. A lot of people are using Awakened Tailene and they're using Awakened Thane, which works incredibly well, but I don't have the option to use those heroes because I don't have Thane built up to a point that he's really viable, guys. Again, damage here a little bit light. We have one formation to really work on. That was the Ainz formation. We cannot have Ainz dying out pretty quick. The Frampton formation, of course, could help as well, but this takes a new record down to 23. So we went from 8.2 to 9.1, guys. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to run this, see exactly where we end up at. We have 8 more attempts. It does take a while to run through here. So I want to see at the end of those 8 attempts exactly where we're going to end up. All right, so the end of a couple more challenges, we stayed at that 23%. We did score one better in here, which was 9.176, so just slightly better. But with having 5 days left, I'm going to save my last challenge because I can spend the next 5 days focusing on building out a couple more heroes that we have in here, maybe even resetting this with a couple diamonds so we can have an opportunity to actually push a little bit further within Dark Namora, getting under that 23%. Now, because there is 5 days left, chances are I'm going to be knocked out a couple ranks, so I really do have to focus on building this out a little more. I'm getting possibly some furniture up on Frampton within the next 5 days, and also borrowing a possible another hero out of a Merc to get a little bit scoring out of there. So guys, let me know in the comments what you guys think, and as always, thank you guys for watching.